Will the new Etsy ODR policy cause your shop to get kicked off? Will you lose your Etsy shop because of some bad reviews that you could not control? Will you lose your livelihood? Will you still be able to pay your bills? So many anxious questions to answer in this video. I would like to address all of these concerns, go over the policy with you guys, kind of explain what some of it means, because there's been a lot of talk in Etsy forums and Etsy Facebook groups, etc., of these exact fears. Some people may not have gone to this page and actually read what is going on. So in this video, I'd like to address those things. But first, if you are new to this channel, my name is Dave. Please consider subscribing. I do new videos all the time on Etsy, e-commerce, and personal success. And let's get started. So what is the Etsy ODR policy? It's the order dissatisfaction rate. And with this new policy that came into effect a month or two ago, it says that if you need to maintain a level of over 1% of satisfied customers, or no, sorry, I take that back. Your level of dissatisfied customers cannot be above 1%. So this literally translates to, out of every 100 reviews, if one of them is bad, if it's 2 stars or lower, or a case results in this order, then you could get your shop kicked off of Etsy. That is the narrative that everybody has been, running with and subscribing to in their minds. But it's actually a little bit more complex than that. There's some other specifications that need to fall in line with your shop to get you kicked off of Etsy. So first, let me answer, will this policy cause your shop to get kicked off? There's yes and no reasons. So yes, if you're bad at customer service and you cling on to every dollar that you receive through your Etsy shop, and you're not willing to work with any customers, and you just stand your ground, say no review, no refunds, etc., then yeah, you're at risk because you might piss some people off. And that's not really a good mindset to be in anyway, clinging on to every single dollar. That's just like not a good vibrational state to be in, period, in life. Hoarding money and not, letting it flow through you, to you, away from you freely. That's a whole nother topic, obviously. So yes, if you're bad at customer service and you're not willing to budge on anything. And yes, you will get your shop kicked off if your products suck and they're not depicted correctly, resulting in bad reviews. So, if you took one picture of your product and it's like the best version of that product that you can ever make, and then all the other products that you send out when somebody orders through that listing is just like totally half that quality or less than half that quality, and people are getting angry that, whoa, this is not what was in the photo, this is terrible, etc., then yeah, you're going to get bad reviews and you could get kicked off of Etsy for this. So there's tons of yes reasons why you could get kicked off, and I'm sure you watching this, your specific whys of how you could get kicked off and how you could let your shop slip into the damnation of Etsy's judgment. So you can explore those reasons yourself with each individual unique shop that is out there, you being the viewer here today. So, and then there's also no's. There's a lot of no's. No, you're not going to get completely kicked off of Etsy, because if you don't completely suck at Etsy, and at customer service and just making your customer happy, then no, you're not going to get booted, because there's actually a pretty large criteria that you have to fill and fit in order to be booted. And all these criterias are actually pretty easy to hit if you do suck. For example, like if you're breaking policy on Etsy and you're like drop shipping stuff that you completely don't make, and maybe you don't even touch it, and it's not print on demand, because the only drop shipping allowed on Etsy is print on demand. So if you're actually breaking the rules and just drop shipping on Etsy, and Etsy, you didn't fall, nobody reported you, or Etsy didn't find you in time to ban your shop, then this is how they're going to weed these shops out. So there's you have to meet all of the following criteria right here. Warnings will only be sent if a shop meets all of the following criteria: has an ODR, order dissatisfaction rate, that is 1% or higher. Okay, that's everybody. That's like pretty much everybody's foot out the door, right? Usually the expression goes is your foot in the door. This is everybody pretty much. This is everybody's foot in the door because a lot of people have an ODR higher than 1%. I definitely do. And well, I haven't calculated it, but I'm very close to it. Everybody, out of 100 reviews, statistically speaking, you're bound to get one customer that either you didn't make happy, either had higher expectations and you tried to make them happy, or that customer just sucks as a human in general. So that there's plenty of situations where most people are going to fit this ODR higher than 1%. Okay, so that's everybody's foot out the door. But this is where it gets, a little bit safer because you have to meet all of these criteria. You have to have at least 3 orders with a case or low review since the shop's first sale. That is pretty much for just really tiny shops. I don't really know why they specify this, because if you have an ODR that's 1% or higher, then, you're going to hit this one too, most likely. So I would imagine maybe that's just shops for like just a few sales and just a few reviews that are just getting started. So the next one is, you're a big safeguard, and then I'll talk about another safeguard that's right after this as well. So you have to have 2 or more orders placed within a 60-day evaluation period that resulted in a case or low review. So that means you have to get a warning, then they're evaluating you, and you have, in that evaluation period, you have to continuously be dropping the ball and continuously sucking. So if you don't get your act together after the warning, then yeah, you're going to get booted. And maybe you deserve to get booted, because if you aren't getting your stuff together, then Etsy wants to weed you out. And since Etsy is one big platform, some people group in all of Etsy, all of the sellers, into that one generalization. So I've seen reviews from just Etsy shoppers that say, I will never shop on Etsy again. And those are those people that generalize all of Etsy.com into one generalization because of one experience they had. So it may be a good thing that people are getting weeded out like this. Sure, it's scary. Definitely, don't get me wrong. It is kind of crazy that, Etsy is, again, manhandling us into compliance when their customer service sucks really bad. There's smart customer service representatives, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, it's pretty bad. It's pretty sad too. A lot of the time, if they're busy, you'll get that automated email back, and it'll say, "Hey, we're just being upfront that this is an automated email, and if you still have a problem, then reply to this email." Like, wow, okay. Anyway, that's another topic as well. So you have to be going through this evaluation period, and then there's another 90-day evaluation period. So what this is essentially, this ODR policy is essentially just a safeguard and like a section in their policies that kind of they can refer back to if somebody is continuously giving bad customer service or sending out bad products or whatever it may be. If they're continuously doing bad on Etsy, they can refer back to this policy and say, here, look, we told you so, you got to go, So it's not all doom and gloom, because most shops won't get a warning. And even if they do get a warning and an evaluation, the human behind that evaluation will be able to tell, oh, okay, this shop is a handmade shop. Oh, we can see why this may happen. We can see why this may happen. And chances are you're not going to get banned from Etsy. If you are conscious of this policy, then you have to pretty much try really hard to get booted. You have to really, really mess up to get booted. And one last scary aspect before, I continue telling you that it's okay, is that if you mess up with one shop, they might permanently revoke your buying and selling privileges in any account that you have. So if you mess up on one shop, they might boot you on another shop. One way around that, one really smart way around that would be to have one of your shops. If you foresee this might be happening to you, then one way around that would be to have one Etsy shop under an LLC and have just the LLC's name, and then the other Etsy shop under your personal name. That would be a quite hilarious way around that, because I'm pretty sure they couldn't differentiate between, who the owner is. On my shop, my LLC is the owner. So they couldn't come to my other shop, which is under my name, and say, "Hey, goodbye." So there's plenty of ways that you could get banned. There's plenty of ways that you're safe, okay? This policy, it's kind of not, again, like, it stings that they're just like elbowing us and manhandling us into this. Again, you do have to keep in mind it's their website. They make the rules. So it does sting that, they're making this policy, but at the same time, you're going to have to try really, really hard to mess up. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you guys feel better about this after watching this video. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a beautiful day. Please give me a like on this video, and also tell me your comments in the section below. Tell me your thoughts, any questions, and remember to have a beautiful day. Goodbye.